Carthage makes a mockery of Rome. They must be punished!
Those walls can withstand any attack!
Scipio will not fail.
Fire!
Okay, we're in Rome. I'm here with James Russell, the lead designer on Total War Rome 2. Hello, James.
Hi there, all right.
Okay, so what can you tell us about your role on the project and how's it all shaping up so far?
Well, you know, this has been a massive, massive effort. The team has grown, so we're a bigger team than ever before. So, you know, it's obviously an exciting project to be working on. You know, there's a lot of different people doing lots of different things. We've got, you know, artists making masses of cities and terrain. We've got, you know, designers working with huge numbers of units and getting all the stats balanced and that kind of thing. And there's loads of programmers building all the features, building this, you know, building the graphics core to really deliver an incredible looking game. So it's a massive project, and you know, so my role is really, you know, as a lead designer to kind of basically work with all the we've got separate teams, so we've got sort of teams of designers and artists and programmers working on different game areas. So there's like a campaign team, a battle team, and different other teams as well. And so my role really is to sort of, you know, make sure that vision that we've got to deliver this hugely ambitious project is delivered, and everyone's working, you know, working in the same way to make the game fantastic. So, you know, we're playing the game a lot now, looking to, you know, improve the UI, tweak the features, you know, make it play really well.
What lessons did you learn from Fall of the Samurai in particular that you've kind of been able to bring through into Rome 2?
Well, I think, you know, what's interesting about, you know, our journey into Shogun and Fall of the Samurai was really that, you know, what we did was we really focused in, polished the gameplay, and had, you know, we could go into great depth in one single culture. But with Rome 2, what we're doing is we're taking those lessons and kind of rolling out the scope. So Rome 2 is all about this kind of real epic sense of, you know, this massive world to conquer. So what's really exciting for us is there's a huge variety of different cultures, different, you know, cityscapes, different kinds of units, just whole different cultures. You know, you've got barbarian tribes, you've got, you know, Eastern kingdoms, you've got, you know, all the Romans and the Greeks and so on. So it's really there's so much variety, and the map is so sort of grand and epic, and that's what's been really exciting, and making sure that, you know, the gameplay remains polished and you know, so you have a varied experience when you play these different cultures. That's been something that, you know, we've been really keen to make sure works.
So how do you make the different cultures feel different and unique when you're playing with them?
Well, I mean, you know, obviously there's the visual variety of the kind of colour schemes and the way the units and the terrains look, the way the cities look. We've got a huge array of cities. They all look very, very different. You know, if you're playing the barbarians, you know, your cities are look totally different. You know, you've got these sort of settlements, wooden settlements, whereas if you're playing, you know, one of the eastern factions, you've got these kind of grand stone cities in the desert. So there's that visual variety. Also, obviously, the units that you've got are all very, very different. You know, you'll have different emphases. So you might have, you know, shock infantry emphasis for one faction, whereas another might be mainly focused on horse archers, where, you know, your role is to disrupt infantry. So there's different optimum strategies, but also we've got sort of specific kind of historical sort of little storylines and plot elements going through the game to really make you feel immersed in your particular faction. So, you know, there's a whole sort of politics layer where you're you know, having to make sure that your rivals aren't getting too big for their boots, you know, and that all those little storyline threads feel very, very different. They're very tailored to the culture that you're playing. So there's a huge amount of variety, both, you know, visually and in terms of the gameplay on the battlefield and in the campaign.
So there's different victory conditions now?
Yeah, I mean, what we have is we have sort of, you know, historical sort of chapter objectives that kind of guide you in the sort of storyline of that faction.
Mm-hmm.
But also, you know, you can win through kind of cultural victory and as well as military victory. I mean, obviously, to be a culturally dominant power in the ancient world, you still have to be militarily powerful. But it's a slightly different emphasis, because we also have, you know, in the game, it's important to make sure that you're you know, your cities, you convert your culture, so you can build certain buildings that that effectively kind of promote your culture in the regions that you conquer. You know, it's like when the Romans came to Britain, you know, they made it Roman Britain. So we really wanted to get some of that flavour in the game as well.
How have you improved the AI this time around?
Well, we've got more resources working on AI than ever before. We've poured a lot more into it. So we've got, you know, various different programmers working just on campaign AI, different programmers working just on battle AI, and you know, the campaign AI has really progressed. I think we made great strides with Shogun 2, and we're just taking that further. The AI, you know, has much more sophisticated, you know, processes going on. Also, we wanted to sort of reveal some of that thinking to the player, so the diplomacy gives you more insight into what the AI is thinking and doing. And on the battlefield, we've really worked hard on the siege AI. It definitely, you know, has you know, a concept of street layouts and how to defend different areas of the city. So there's a lot of new behaviours going in to make the AI, you know, a really worthy opponent.
And how are you in terms of development? How are you getting on, and what's the road ahead?
Well, you know, it's been a massive effort. You know, the game is really shaping up now. It's not 100% finished, but we're definitely getting there. So we're just now really focusing on, you know, that kind of final straight, right, which is just balancing, tweaking things, making things work well, fixing some bugs, and just making sure that we kind of iron out all the issues to make it a fantastic experience. But all the, you know, the core content for the game is in there.
Okay, well, thank you very much for your
Cool.
time.
All right, thanks very much.
Gods, what have we done?